No, I think it's so obviously say it ain't so, Joe, actually.
Although, in fairness, he was asked a question about it.
Yeah, he was asked a question.
Responding.
If you know Joe Biden, if you know his reputation, I mean, forever, this guy is a, you know, his greatest reservation about being vice president was he wouldn't be able to say what he thought. That he said what he thought again. And strategically speaking, you know, I mean, as a diversion tactic, if anything, what that's going to say is, hey, President Obama, what's your opinion? Evolving? You've been in office now for a few years, like an evolving opinion? Do you condone? Do you oppose? Like, when are we going to get to the end of the evolution where you actually say what you think?
Well, how important is the issue at all?
Well, if I may jump in, you know, I'm not sure we need to be talking about this, because why is this a federal issue? This should be a state issue. Right. What I want to talk about is what you just mentioned, Jamie, about this plot we've averted, because I think our foreign policy and safety of our country is very important. I'm concerned about 50% of all young people who have a problem finding jobs, and the best this administration can do is talk about lowering student loan rates. Who cares about the student loan rates if the kids don't have jobs?
Well, the president...
What are we doing about that? And finally, I want to talk about rising gas prices. I'm a mom. I've got lacrosse practice. My daughter's lacrosse practice 3 days a week. There are carpools going on. What are we doing about rising gas prices, $5 a gallon, and it's only May, the beginning of May. So these are the issues I want to talk about, and I think that most moms, dads, parents, everyday Americans, kitchen table issues, that's what they want to hear about.
For sure.
I'm not sure gay marriage is really at the top of anybody's list.
Well, it is in certain places where bills are pending and people have to come out and vote, and gay couples are being discriminated against, necessarily not getting same benefits. I mean, I don't know what the answer is to the question, but it has now come up, and it's... Do we have a clear answer from the Obama administration where they stand?
We don't, and there's a lot of money raised on this issue alone, so it is an issue for President Obama, whether he wants to address it or not. He gets a lot of money for that vote where he has an evolving opinion. You say, you know, we don't want to talk about it. I say it's going to get talked about anyway, especially now. But at the end of the day, you and I both agree, the price of gas, the value of my home, the grocery bill, how much peanut butter costs, that's what hits people really hard every day, and they will vote based on that.
I mean, Eric and I agree on that.
Let me just throw this in. I would say that the issue of gay marriage is an economic issue, because just in New York alone, when couples, same-sex couples, were able to get married, all of a sudden catering halls were booked and hotels were filled up, and it did bring money into a city that was hurting for all the reasons you say. Gas prices, people not traveling on vacations, you can't buy a theater ticket for under $100. So I would say that it probably relates, for many people who feel it's important, to an economic issue.
But perhaps it does, Jamie, but do you think that really trumps gas prices, 8.1 unemployment?
No, I
mean,
no,
I
you know
think,
what I
you know,
think the issue
I'm not a Democratic strategist, but if
God.
I were David Axelrod, I'd be pivoting the issues right back to the issues at hand. If they want to play diversionary tactics, and if they think that's how they're going to win an election, good luck to them. But what I'm focused on
the economy, Cherylyn, I don't think that the president is diverting, because, look, he addressed at Ohio State University, and he said, Michelle and I graduated with student loans. You're going to graduate with hefty loans. The job prospects are not promising for you, and I need more time to fix it. Essentially.
Yeah, Jamie, so you really think that's a great campaign slogan? I've been president for 3 years, haven't done much, but you know what? Hey, give me 4 more years. No, people don't have 4 more years, Jamie.
Yeah, but that's not
He's
what
had 3
To that,
years.
I let Eric
You, the great
respond.
paraphraser over there in Washington, D.C., that's not what we're saying. I mean, those issues, of course, they are important, absolutely. But, you know, I just think the notion of trying to divert to some issue so we can not pay attention to how much my house is worth now. It's
Eric,
preposterous. It's absolutely. It would be a flawed
let me give you another example.
But let me just say one thing.
Okay.
What the president is not doing, which you guys are definitely going to be mentioning during this election, he's not leading. He's waiting for consensus. He's waiting to read polls.
Right.
Like, what's your opinion? That is a problem with President Obama.
That's a major problem.
So if he's going to send Joe Biden out there to say something that he doesn't have an answer to, that's a seriously flawed strategy as far as I'm concerned.